Hello and Ashe. I'm making this fourth witchy haul to show you the witchy things that I bought today or recently. So I have herbs, brook crystals, and a kachina doll. So let me start with the crystals. Okay, look at this. This is a giant ass quartz crystal. It's considerably clear, and somebody drilled a hole in it to make it into, you know, a candle holder. Now I've been seeing this, and also look, it has a little prism here. I've been seeing this in a window of a shop that stood closed for a very long time. I've been passing next to them for I think like 2 or 3 years now, and I'm dying to know how much this is costing, and I wanted to buy this, and I bought this. And this is a remnant from the time during the 70s or the 80s in Israel, where crystals just started to be like, you know, a big thing. They never were really a big thing in Israel, but it, you know, the New Age movement swept towards whatever, and the first crystal that got mined and got sold were very good quality and considerably cheap. So this, with this amazing, beautiful, natural amethyst. Look at it, it's like a handful of amethyst. I cannot close my fingers around it. I have big hands. And this gorgeous slab of a latstone, which is a mixture of turquoise, chrysocolla, and malachite. Okay, cost me less than $25. What do you think? Is this cheap? Would this be cheap, those three in your country, to buy for less than $25? You tell me. Tell me in the comments, please. Now, I also got this. Now we are moving to the herbs. This is called Shakta Mashkuta. This is something that people sell in all sorts of shops in Israel, and this is used as a relaxer, but also as a silencer. Use that to silence your enemies or to silence gossip. This is indigenous to Israel and was used in Arab magic here and got spread into all sorts of spice shops. And this is, you know, this cost me like $5. This actually is considerably cheap. I don't know what the plant is, or I wouldn't buy this. I would just, you know, use what I have. But you know, I will gather this from nature because nature is accessible in Israel. Israel is a strip of land. You just need a car, or even just take the bus and you can go to nature. And we only know the Shakta or Sakta Mashkuta name. We don't know the other name for it. So, okay, I got this, but I didn't get this to myself. A friend of mine asked for this, so I will buy her in Tiberias because it's the cheapest. Yes, I do live in Tiberias, Israel. If any of you which is going to visit Israel and you pass through Tiberias, please sit and have tea with me. You are most welcome. Really, I love people visiting me. I got myself some lavender, which I basically use this in my shishi purification incense in combination with aniseed, frankincense, and white roses. And I really appreciated lavender mostly for its cleaning properties. You know, it creates this feminine, intimate, liminal space that makes you feel good about yourself, and it's very pleasant. So I got myself a tub of lavender because I was running out. Okay, and now and I got myself some mustard powder. Okay, weirdly enough, I couldn't get this in the normal shops. The normal shops only had like the whole grain variety. I had to go to this Russian shop to get mustard powder, powdered mustard seed, and those I use for money drawing modules and the incenses, and also for cleansing and removing hexes, because this is like the fire in the soap or the bath that removes the hex. So I got myself 3, so I wouldn't have to go and hunt for it again. And I'm going to make a large amount, like a bowl's worth of Ebomisi body cleansing that is sacred to both Oshun and Obatala to cleanse the body from all impurities. I'm going to let it set on my altar for a while. Now, the last thing I will show you before the books is my Kachina doll. Look at him. Isn't he adorable? Okay, this is an actual double Kachina doll. Okay, this is, you know, the chief Ototo, the father of all the Kachinas. This is the large one, and the small one that grows out of him, okay, and much more colorful one, because Ototo is supposed to be white because he brings the rain cloud. This is the Hopi symbol of a cloud, okay, is Kokosori. Here it says here Ototo and Kokosori, and this was made in 93. You know, in 93, you can see even, you know, the date in which it was made. And I got this from a dude that collected those in Germany, and I got this for extremely cheap because Kachina dolls are very expensive, and it's very difficult to find a Kachina doll of basically a Ototo. You rarely see a Kachina doll of him. Maybe because, you know, he's like one of the old spirits that is not pretty enough, or maybe because, you know, they don't really sell that a lot to outsiders. But for me, I see that, I look at this and I see, like, you know, I see in his face, you know, the spirit of Sky Daddy. So I'm keeping those in my room for good energy and good luck and good vibrations. And when I want to talk with them, I just light myself some Eshu incense that would, and he would be a translator to pass my request for more rain, for more chill, for more stuff. Now, let me tell you something about Kachina dolls. One of the Kachinas that I worked really hard to get, and I didn't show you yet, but maybe I should, is the woman who brings the cold Kachina, okay, Horomana or Yehozerumana, which is basically a woman monster that wears all white, and she holds twigs in his arm to make people's hair messy, and her hair itself is messy, and she has a long red tongue that rolls from her mouth and red eyes, and she's really scary. And ever since I brought this to Israel, and Israel is a warm place, but the summer thus now has been really temperate. We had a spring, we had a 2-month spring. This is, you know, this is almost a non-Israeli thing to have a relative spring, okay? We usually have, like, you know, winter and then summer, and you know, 5 minutes of spring in between, where we have flowers that die almost instantly from the warmth from the sun. This is amazing. So I take all the credit to myself. Okay, so I love working with Kachina dolls and Zuni fetishes, you know, with my spiritual work and my magic. So I think this one is a real beautiful bargain, and I will keep him with me forever and ever and ever. That's one of the things I want to tell you. If you get a Kachina doll or Zuni fetish, don't let them go. Let people you extremely trust, like your family, to borrow them, even for extended times, but don't let them go. Those are collection stuff, you know, like my books. I don't let people borrow my books, especially not my witchcraft books. And speaking about my witchcraft books, okay, this is amazing. All of you out there that works with herbs, please read this. Please read this, okay? Don't be overly dramatic about the shamanic thing here. These things, okay, it might not have the variety that Cunningham has in encyclopedia, but it has much more in-depth look at European and the British plants that grows in the British Islands. So all the British witches out there that are reading Cunningham and Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, please supplement yourself with this, okay? Because this is a truly amazing trove, and I will do a book review for that later. I started reading this. I want to do a book review when I finish this, and basically learn all the herbs for how to tell you how much it's amazing. But thus far, I'm almost finishing B. It's like my ABC. I'm finishing B, and it's truly amazing. It has enriched me. Okay, so like 5 stars, highly recommend it. If you can, get it. I got this from the website of Children of Artemis. I couldn't get it from anywhere else. But you in England and the USA and other places in the world, you have other places to get this. Get this book. All the herbal witches, get this book. Listen to me. Okay. And other free books. Okay. A friend of mine allowed me to borrow this book. I've already returned this to her, but I've read this. For those of you who are very much interested to know the history of witchcraft from a point of view of somebody that was there, and I'm talking about witchcraft, I'm talking about British traditional craft, okay? She's telling basically the story of how, because this is Doreen Valiente, and those who don't know Doreen Valiente, well, go Wikipedia her, because she's the mother of modern witchcraft, of modern, witchcraft as a religion, which is a separate topic for a separate thing. She is, you can read her. You can read her character. For someone who didn't even finish high school, she wrote plenty of books in very good, very intricate British English with lots of beautiful layers of meaning, and she tells you what it was, what witchcraft was, and what witchcraft is, and all the things that happen. She talks about Gerald Gardner and her meeting with him, and she talks about Robert Cochrane, and she talks about Starhawk. She met Starhawk, and she's talking about Susanna Budapest, and she's talking about all the magic that happened, all the changes that happened since the 50s until basically the 80s, which is a very important time during witchcraft, the development of witchcraft. And it has some pictures in it, even though mine, and admit, are not there are pictures of her tools, there are pictures of there are pictures of things that she found, there are pictures of Madalena. Madalena is the one that allegedly gave Leland the manuscript to write Aradia, Gospel of the Witches, which was in the base of rebirthing modern witchcraft as a religion. And I think all those that really like Robert Hatton and Red Rime of the Moon, please read this as a supplement to see her point of view on this. Okay, it's a very interesting riveting stuff, really. I read this like in 2 days. It was really good. And since I liked it so much, I decided to buy 2 other books by her: an ABC of Witchcraft, Past and Present by Doreen Valiente, and I haven't read that one yet, but this looks like an encyclopedia of witchcraft the way that she saw it. Again, there are pictures in it, okay, and I like reading encyclopedias. When I was a baby, as a child, I didn't read normal books. I didn't have friends. The only thing I had is holding an encyclopedia and basically reading through all of it. And I did this through several encyclopedias, and basically I didn't know how important that was. And yet another book that I haven't read but I'm planning to read very soon is Witchcraft for Tomorrow. Okay. And I already read her Natural Magic, and soon I will have all the books that she had now published, and I will read through all of them, and then I will compare them to what I've read in more modern witchcraft books, and the comparison should be interesting. So this is my haul. I hope you enjoyed it. May you have a wonderful summer in the Northern Hemisphere and a pleasant and temperate winter in the Southern Hemisphere.